let's head over there and grab ourselves a bolster. At home, you want to get a rectangular bolster. So this is another scenario where you can totally prop your heads up if you want. You don't have to. The support for your body is up to you. We're just going to go ahead and lie on our backs, and we're going to place the bolsters on our feet. And as we go through this little mini workout here, why don't you see how many cues and tools you can recognize that we're using? So beginning with your feet a little wider than hip distance apart, tipping the bolster towards our heels, and then tipping it towards our face. We're going to keep our legs reaching relatively perpendicular to the floor. And just tip the bolster. I don't know, 4 or 5 times. Notice if one side moves more than the other. And notice how you have to keep it balanced, but also you have to control the movement. And then let it rest in center and just shift it side to side a little bit. Just kind of balancing it over the pelvis, a little tick-tock with the legs. And now we're going to move the bolster away from our head and towards our head, but we're going to try to keep it parallel to the floor. So our feet have to do some work to balance the bolster to keep it from slipping off of us as we move it forward and back. We're going to do 4 or 5. For a full, like, really fun workout, you would do 8 to 10. And then bring the bolster back into center. Now let's bring the bolster closer to our chest by bending our knees. And then we'll push it further away from our chest by straightening the legs. 4 or 5. So it's just such an interesting place to feel the availability of each hip to bend, because typically we have one leg that has more bend capability than the other. Probably because of how we stand, you know? It's just good to notice. And then let's steer the bolster like a wheel. We're going to use a lot of joints to make that happen. Hopefully, all of the joints between our feet and our lumbar spine, which means our ankles, our tib-fib relationship, our knees, our thigh bones, the sacrum, and every single vertebrae up through the lumbar spine. Now let's walk the bolster, bending one knee and pushing the other leg out. Do that a few times. Approaching the thigh in towards the side body until that side gets warm. Take the bolster with your hands. Squeeze it in between your legs. Let's put this lightweight bolster on the wide setting. If you have a heavier bolster, you would squeeze it on the narrower setting. So basically it's like hip distance. And then take the bolster side to side, allowing the pelvis to go with the thighs, trying to keep the ribs on the floor. Notice how easy it is to choose which vertebrae you're going to end the rotation at right now. One more time to each side. Just a couple more fun variations. Balance the bolster on your shins. Keep the shins parallel with the floor. Move the bolster out and in. Take it back up in between the ankles and squeeze the ankles together. Your bolster is going to bend. Oh, these are very bendy. Okay, so do what you can here. And just make some circles, maybe 2 in each direction. If you have a heavier bolster, this is going to deliver more. But I want you to see the option, right? And see how by squeezing the adductors, the abductors also come online. So just because I do forget things, and right now I'm planning on adding in the whole upper body portion of this, just go ahead and let your legs rest and straddle, give it a rest. You can let the bolster rest here. I'm going to give you like some cliff notes about this in case I forget tomorrow. Right now in my mind, I'm like, oh, cool, we're going to end the whole workshop with this. We'll see. You could repeat. Let's rest our legs in frog. And just let the bolster rest along the front of your spine, connecting your pubis bone to your sternum. You could repeat this whole exercise with the wrists, right? Pointing and flexing the wrists, moving it back and forth, and eventually expanding that into essentially like an overhead press motion, right? And then from there, we could also start to pass the bolster back and forth between the hands and the legs, which is a great core control exercise and can wind up being a beautiful prep for hollow body and skull crushers, which are a couple of great body weight training and weightlifting moves. So just take the bolster for a second in your hands and take it back behind yourself as far as you can go while keeping your spine straight, and then bring it back up. And notice that, yes, in fact, this is awesome for your wrists. So now bend your knees, bring your legs back up to the sky. We're going to take the bolster back behind ourselves with our hands, and then bring it up, flex your feet, receive the bolster with your feet. And then move the bolster away from your body with your legs. And then bring it back up, pass it to the hands. Shift, lower the legs and the hands. Bring it back up, pass it to the shins. Take the hands and the shins away from each other. Bring it back in, pass it to the hands. Hands go back straight, legs go down. Come up one more time, put it on your feet. Move your feet away from your hands as far as they can go. Notice how cool your ankles are behaving. And then come back. Take the bolster onto yourselves. Let it rest on your body. Allow your body to rest. If you want to cover your eyes with something now, we're all going to take about 20 really calm breaths, just noticing the surface tension of our body and how it's moving in space. And you can observe the timing of your breath, where you want to pause and take a moment on the observation deck of your interior and just survey the landscape.